there's a lot of stuff, basic science, that has never been done. Okay, it's ridiculous. It's insane how much money we spend every year, and we haven't even done the very basic research on the human body, how it actually, what it's doing. And then you take that, it's compounded by the fact that there are thousands of bacteria, viruses, parasites, fungi, mold, all kinds of things living in your body and contributing to your body. Okay, they're not there attacking you, they're actually helping you. They're like creating hormones for you, they're activating hormones, they're creating thyroid hormone, they're creating vitamin D. I mean, they're doing a lot of stuff that you may not even be able to do yourself, right? So all of their biochemistries and are interacting with your biochemistries. And so it's an incredibly complicated system that no one understands. No computer understands it. You can't model it. It's unmodelable, okay, with the technology we have. So you take that and you think that you know what you're doing. You're like, oh, the iron's low. And what I'm going to say is that maybe we should trust that the body's doing something for a reason. It's doing something with a very good reason. It's stuck between a rock and a hard place, and it's making the best possible decision in that impossible situation for you. It's not perfect, right? Yeah, maybe it's going to force your iron down because it's trying to do something else, or it's going to sequester your iron because it's trying to attack a bacteria, and your hemoglobin is going to go down, and you're going to feel a little bit tired. But it's better than forcing more iron into your body and forcing your hemoglobin up and interfering with what it's trying to do. So now that I've changed my perspective on what the body's doing and started to think from, and you can think in this way either from an evolutionary perspective or from a perspective that God designed everything perfectly, right? So we were perfectly designed for our environments. If you're a believer, God did it, you know, right? He designed the environment and the person perfectly together to fit together. And if you expose yourself to the natural environment, you're just going to be healthy. And if you expose yourself to an unnatural environment, you're going to be sick. And then, you know, there's obviously the evolutionary biology perspective. And yet, you know, even though almost probably everyone in the world falls into one of these two camps, they don't act like it, right? What they believe is that the body's always doing something wrong. And so I'll explain it to you. When you have inflammation, like most people say inflammation is the cause of all disease, it's the cause of all symptoms, but it's actually your immune system doing something, right? And basically the metaphor for what it's doing is imagine you have the United States of America and it's been infiltrated for the last 50 years by communists and socialists. And
that's kind of true.
Right? And they've taken over our institutions and whatever, right? And now you have an immune response. Your army, your Navy, your Secret Service, your everyone gets activated, the police force, you know, the SWAT teams, and they go and they root these people out. They destroy some institutions completely. Like they destroy the FDA. We just like scrap it. We scrap the CDC and we start from scratch, right? And maybe you have terrorist cells here and there and you have to go and like shoot some bombs in some cities. And, you know, the people are going to be like, oh, you know, it's too inconvenient. I want to go to work. I don't want you to close the streets. And so there's some pain. There's some like discomfort involved in rooting out all of this disease that's gotten into your country. And yet you have to do it. Otherwise, your country will be overthrown if you let it keep going like this, right?
Right.
So our body's exactly the same way. Our bodies get invaded by bacteria, pathogenic bacteria, toxins from outside, and our cells get infiltrated by these things. And your immune system, like what is autoimmune disease? It's not a mistake. The body's not attacking itself for no reason. It's attacking itself because there's a problem in some of its cells that it has to destroy some of its cells and then rebuild them, right?